On time and under budget. I'm talking about the Ballroom project, which, by the way, is currently halted by litigation and has ballooned from $100 million to $400 million to possibly over $1 billion, and from private donors to arguably bribes to now massively being funded by the taxpayers. Oh yeah, and there's a drone port on the White House. So yeah, look, to recap, Donald Trump took reporters on a tour of that Ballroom construction site recently, gave them a little White House breakfast sandwich like it was some bad timeshare presentation. And then he explained that his $400 million ballroom is nothing more than a shield, a cover, a decorative lid sitting on top of the real project underneath. We went down 6 stories, he says, describing a military hospital, the secret meeting rooms, research facilities. He bragged about titanium fencing that a bulldozer couldn't knock over, windows 4 inches thick, 9,000-pound concrete, and a roof of impenetrable steel. And his centerpiece, his beloved drone port. He said that the roof is built for military, that it's drone-proof, and that if a drone would hit it, it would, quote, bounces off. And he says it'll protect all of Washington, D.C. Oh yeah, and by the way, in court, his DOJ is also arguing, and this part is absolutely nuts, and this is reported by Kyle Cheney, great job on this. A judge asked Trump's DOJ, if the government decides very quickly to bulldoze the Statue of Liberty, the people whose ancestors, that was the first thing they saw coming into this country, but the government moved too fast. Nothing can be done. And the DOJ said, I think that's right, yes. About this ballroom, Trump's DOJ is actually arguing in court that if they ignore the rules fast enough, no one should be able to stop them. It's absolute lunacy. And I keep coming back to this. I keep saying this. Ask yourself, why are they in such a hurry? And why does the residence of the head of the executive branch need its own fleet of military drones and a bunker rated to survive a siege long term? We have secure facilities to protect the president. We have a military. We have a crap ton of bases with actual runways and military infrastructure a short ways away. The Pentagon is right there. Yet the White House is where Donald Trump wants to store his implements of war. Why would you do that? Unless the threat that you're building this damn thing to survive, the threat isn't from overseas. The threat isn't a foreign military. What if the thing that you're afraid of is a lot closer to home? Think about it. You don't build a personal fortress with a hospital and research facilities and its own drone port because you're worried about a foreign army. Our military spending right now, without his budget increase, is bigger than the next 9 countries combined. I think we might have those foreign attacks under control. Donald Trump builds this ballroom/panic room because some part of him is planning to be in there a while. And this is speculation on my part. Maybe he plans on being in there after November. Maybe it's after we take over Congress. Maybe it's after he cancels elections. Maybe it's in his 3rd term. Remember, he said that people may never have to vote again.
You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed, it'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote.
Maybe it's time we listen. And of course, with all of this, he's trying to undersell his big plan, and he's trying to point the finger in every direction. Kind of like the Bugs Bunny, which way did he go? Because Donald Trump keeps posting about the person that's bringing the lawsuits against the Ballroom, describing her in unhinged posts that she's just a woman walking her dog. His own Justice Department, in filings which read a lot like they were written by Donald Trump himself, called the woman bringing the suits a strolling woman. A serial strolling woman bringing lawsuits against the president. She is a retired historic preservation expert, by the way. And she's drawn the ire of the government because she walks her dog. In reality, all she does is show up to public hearings and uses her expertise to say no. That's it, she testifies. From what I can tell, this is the only litigation she's actually a party to. The rest of the time, she just offers her expertise. But don't worry. Donald Trump's panic room is on time and under budget. Even though the budget's increased from $100 million of donor money to maybe $1 billion of your money. And it's on time despite the fact that the courts have blocked it. But don't worry about the money. Don't worry about it at all. Because remember, not one dime of taxpayer cash. It's not your money anymore. Except when the Senate tries to slip that billion-dollar line in a bill. Again, a billion with a B for security. Thankfully, the Senate parliamentarians said no. So now Donald Trump has resorted to the only thing he knows, to jump online, insist that the whole thing is on time and under budget, which is absolutely not true, when the project has quadrupled in price at a minimum and is now a full-fledged fortress of war. Donald Trump is building a sealed, hardened, drone-defended fortress under his house and telling you that it's for your protection, while he's raging at a dog walker that simply is asking him to follow the damn rules. And I'm telling you, if you ever go knock on that titanium door and say, hey, Donald, why don't you come out? I think we all already know what the drones will say back. I'm sorry, America. I'm afraid I can't do that. Make sure you share stories like this far and wide, because I'm going to tell you, I'd love to be wrong about this. And when I am wrong, I will be the first to admit it. But I will also be the first person to say I told you so when that guy decides he's not crawling out of his little panic room.